Back again for this endless test. And there are precisely 2 pages after this one. Two more pages after this one. And very late at night, very fucking tired. 2 more fucking pages. And that's after this one. And somehow one of them has been answered, and I do not remember answering it. There is a question answered that I never even answered. And it fucking doesn't end. I'm taking a break from this shit or something. I don't know. This is fucking absurd. Fucking absurd. Fucking absurd how long this test is. Everything is absurd. Nothing works to my fucking benefit. Everything seems to somehow come to work against me. I don't care what it is. I don't give a damn what it is. Somehow everything ends up fucking me in the ass. Let's get on with this. Okay. I just did that one. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that believes progress in a democratic political system. No, that's actually to the disadvantage of most of the fucking people in that country. Part of the fucking problem in this country now is that we only have 2 parties. You don't have as much choice, and that you're not got a system. Right. In addition to the amount that I drink, I also try to take a depression pill with it, and it is leaving a really nasty taste in my mouth. Although, to be honest, it tastes slightly like chocolate, dark chocolate, but still is not pleasant. Anyways, moving forward, no, we need more than a 2-party system. We should have multiple parties to choose from. Green Party, Libertarian Party, Justice Party, some form of social democratic socialist. I know it's a party. Republican Party, Democratic Party, Anarchist Party, Nazi Party, Communist Party, any party. All kinds of fucking parties. You Constitutionalist Party. All kinds of parties that you can choose from, what you like, what you don't like, choose what you like, what you don't like, and that should be the way our country is run, in my opinion. Everything else works against the greater will of the people. Now that the greater of the people, will of the people, that often tends to be a blind mob and is driven by stupid things. Even though that's the facts and the truth of the matter, when it comes to workers' rights, I think a lot of the time, probably the majority of the time, environmental rights or environmental regulations, basically what's best for the environment, not in spite of the people, because if the environment, if the planet goes, we all go. The life of a fish in Utah means as much as mine, because to a certain extent, because when your aqua system goes, when your fish goes, when your oceans go, the planet goes, you go. You need fish, you need aquatic life, you need shrimp, you need fish, you need deer, you need things to hunt, to fish, you need things to grow, you need sunshine, you need solar energy, basically, but you need solar, planetary, you need to live. When that goes, we all go. So what was the question? I don't even remember. Although the electronic age, what the fuck? Again, basically, I've got way off topic, but yeah, no, we need multiple parties to choose from to represent multiple types of people, many types of people who believe many different things, and you can't have that with a 2-party system, and it's absurd. So no, certainly not a 1-party system, and that would essentially be the same thing you had in Nazi Germany and the same thing you had in the Soviet Union, and I'm against that. So no, we don't need a 1-party system. That's absurd. Strongly disagree. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Strongly disagree. Ask Edward Snowden. Ask Sophia Manning. Ask can't think of his name. Julian Assange. Ask these people if that's true. No, not only more than only wrongdoers. There are people. I think maybe Snowden was one of them. I forget if it was Snowden or Assange who did it. But someone called U.S. soldiers, and again, this is not to condemn the U.S. armed forces. The majority of them are, as I have said before, simply often young kids, younger than me, even trying to pay off student loan debt. Some of them, some of them never even finished college. Some of them are 20, 21, maybe younger than that. They get into college, they get struck with debt they cannot pay off, and they're in college for the rest of their lives, basically trying to pay off this damn debt. So they join the armed forces, they join the army, and many of them can't. So that's absurd. That's a lie. That's not true. And I don't believe that. I believe that surveillance is negative towards all of us, and the ATF can raid your house. There are people, even in the right wing, who have had their houses raided and invaded without their permission. In some cases, the ATF, in some cases, really didn't even have a warrant. There are multiple things that are wrong with that, and I don't believe in that. So no, strongly disagree on that one. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't consider be art at all. I disagree, although I don't strongly disagree. This isn't religious, but for example, there was a picture of a crucifix or a picture of Christ that was there was an urine from the 80s. I believe it was all the way back to the late 80s. Again, you can argue there's some kind of art in that, but from my understanding of it, it really wasn't art. They just knew it was offensive, so it would get attention, and it did get attention. They were even on Geraldo Rivera with Gigi Allen, who, while many of you might disagree, I would argue Gigi Allen is an artist, but you could argue that he doesn't represent anything. So my point there is, while there are some art that really isn't art, and it's just a cheap publicity stunt and often a scam to get art, and some of the people that run these museums produce art that isn't art in order to make money, ultimately I don't think you can decide what art is for someone else or for somebody else, because what might not be art to you is art to someone else. Some of you might think wrestling, for example, from 1999, from 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, that type of material, you might think, well, that kind of content is, well, trash. It's not art. But I don't agree with that, and I don't agree with you. To me, that is art. Same thing for a number of other things that you would consider trash. You don't get to decide art or what art is for someone else. So, dog, I think she's having night terrors. Anyways, listen, basically, no, and yeah, I have a dog that has night terrors. A lot of other problems, and just shit doesn't really go my way. Anyways, no, you can't decide what art is for someone else, and once you limit art is, you might as well not have any art at all, and I'm going to make this go over 10 minutes, because if not, I'm never going to be able to get rid of this damn test, and I'm going to try to just breeze through the rest of them, because this could go on forever. So in stream. No, not in stream, no, what the hell am I thinking? Sorry, 1 minute. I'm continuing on with this. Okay. So no, I disagree with that. I don't strongly disagree, but I disagree. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Strongly disagree. The main point of justice should be to rehabilitate people and to return them to the outside world, into the basic system, I suppose. So strange they admit it's a system, but no, you should return people to the civilized society. Damn it all. Drop something there. Shoe. Anyways. The point is, no, you should try to return people to the outside world, to civilization, and our punishment, our legal system isn't based on that. It's not even based on blind revenge anymore, because many of the things that you have deemed illegal are not even victim crimes that have a victim. It's not even based on punishment. The truth is, largely what it's based on is the criminal industrial, the military, the corporate industrial complex. And what that is to say is that we have a system where if you commit a crime, they lock you up for things that have no, they create crimes to lock people up, and then they lock you up for many years, more than what you should be locked up for, based on that, in order to make a profit, while U.S. taxpayers pay the profit. So they build prisons to justify, they create crimes, and they lock people up for many years, more than what they should be, to create a reason or an excuse to lock people up, to build prisons, to keep those people in, and then the U.S. taxpayer still often carries the bill anyways. And they have been doing that for decades. And it's the U.S., and a lot of it was during the Ronald Reagan administration. And it's one of the things that have largely, to some extent, destroyed the black community, but of course it harms lots of other people as well. But it is a serious issue with that, and it is to make a profit for corporations. Prison is basically, our justice system is a stock on the New York Stock Exchange, and you have the largest prison population in the world. Now, granted, in some countries they will kill you, so that's one reason why we have a larger prison population than any other country, but that doesn't really stand or matter much in my mind, because the main thing is we have the world's largest prison population, and we do know a lot, if not the majority, or at least a lot of those people should not be in there, or they should, if they should be in there, they should have been allowed already, in some cases, many, many years ago. So it's a disaster. It's a disgusting disaster. Okay, so no, I strongly disagree. Punishment does not matter more than rehabilitation. We should try to rehabilitate people, especially people with drug issues. It's absurd and it's wrong. So it is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. I disagree, but don't strongly disagree. Obviously, we know of the Ted Bundys, the Jeffrey Dahmers. There are people out there who just want to cause harm to other people. There are bad people. I'm not saying there isn't. But largely, if you can rehabilitate someone, they should, and there is a great desire in this country, I think in many cases, not to try to rehabilitate anyone. So I don't agree with that. I disagree. Right, that's the wrong one, but I didn't say that one. It is a waste of time to rehabilitate some criminals? No, I don't agree. I disagree. No, I don't agree. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. I strongly disagree. I think in some ways the artist and the writer and the artist is to some extent I at least attempt to be in my failed life. I honestly think that has a greater, at least if you do it correctly, has a greater deal of importance, a greater deal of more value than being a business person or what is it? I think manufacturer. Yeah, a manufacturer. No, you don't have more value than a writer or an artist, and I went through all the reasons for that in these freaking videos. Just try and take this test alone. So no, I disagree. All right, strongly disagree on this one. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers, and this is going to be a tough one. You know what? Actually, I disagree on this one. Mothers may have careers, but their main obligation is to be homemakers. Now, here's the thing. You have to ask yourself the question. Is it okay for women to have careers? Yes, I think they even said that. Is it okay for women to try to be something more than a homemaker? Yes. But let's say, for example, here's my question to you. If you're on the left of this, you're on the left. Replace homemaker with mother and wife. With a human being, having human value. Should they be able to have children? Should they care for their children? The question then becomes the answer, yes. So you can say homemaker, but that's not the problem here. Should they, here's a question, here's a better question, even better form of that question. Should their main priority be to work for rich, wealthy men, women, whoever, or rich people, and to prop up a company and work in a company? And also, let's not kid ourselves here. What is the average woman at this point in our society, especially given this economy, especially the post-pandemic economy, but even prior to that, the post-2008 economy? Is it, or that is to say, after the economic collapse, is the average woman going to be able to make a lot of money? Is she going to be a career woman, a CEO or something? No, she's going to work a rank shit job trying to provide for her family. So then the question is, should she be given um, opportunities to spend more time with her family to not do that? Because your question is a trick, and it's a shady trick that a lot of these rich neoliberal, corporate controlled centrists, in many cases Democrat as well as Republican assholes do. You're not trying to argue the progressive women should be able to reach for the stars and at least you'll get the moon and be a career woman and have a job and be a CEO. That's not what the average woman does. That's not what most women do. And I would say the same thing for men, by the way. You should not be a slave to the company stove. You know, I sold my soul to the company stove. That is not your job. So you're tied to a chain to your kitchen stove. Would you rather be tied to a chain to the company stove? Would you rather be building out and producing random massive amounts of corporate bullshit that no one needs, as I have talked about before, to fuel the overpopulation of the human population that is destroying the world and the economy and the everything that we live in, the environment and everything else, to produce bullshit for fucking idiots? Is that the world you want to live in? No. You have children. Perhaps you have a husband, maybe you have a wife. You have a life, you have a family, you have something outside of your corporate bullshit job. Go do that. So no, I do think you should be a homemaker before you should be a career woman. So that's not me being a Republican conservative misogynist, chauvinist dick. That's me actually defending you, whether you're too dumb to realize it or not. No, you're not. You're not just for that. You are better than working a dumb job to pay off taxes to some corporate asshole so that the rich don't have to pay the taxes they owe. No, women do deserve better than having to work every day at a fucking corporation in a corporate job. That's actually pro-woman. And it's also pro-man. It's pro-human. And pro-child, because you have to raise children, so forth. Pro-family, the truth. Anyways, I disagree. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. No, I agree. I don't strongly agree, but I agree. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. Agree. You see this the opium issue, the opium growing issue in Afghanistan. Millions, possibly, not millions, that'd be absurd, but I don't know how many people are in Afghanistan, but a lot of fucking troops are in Afghanistan, and a lot of their main primary duty there is not to even randomly police streets where the Taliban have been defeated long ago and mostly shoot at civilians, as pointless as that is. But the argument, or they're not even there for that. They're there to grow opium, and then they ship the opium back over here. And then when people over here about the fucking opium, you throw them in your prisons. And the other thing is to supply China, because a lot of people in China, regardless of the legalization or legal qualities of it in China, they're using, or legal status of it in China, they're using it. And Eddie Griffin actually did a piece on that, or a sketch on that once or something in one of his stand-up shows or whatever, where he was talking about you're mass producing, mass marketing opium made in Afghanistan, and you're shipping it out to the United States and the other countries. And China has Buddhists, and one of the practices in some forms of Buddhism, I believe, is to use opium, and that's part of, I believe, of Chinese medicine. And there was a huge opium crisis with America fueling it, in England back then, and I think the East India Company or something, but basically England fueling it back then, and it was creating huge issues in China. And that was one of the things that rose to the Chinese Communist Party, and also killing of a lot of people in China, was trying to cut down or stop the excess opium use in China. And the point is, basically, we're really in debt to China, and part of our way of funding that is to invade Afghanistan, kill them, take their opium, and sell it to them, as well as kill people and take their oil. And even Trump said we would take the oil, even though he was against it. He said take the oil. Well, if you take the fucking oil, then what are you doing? You're opening up an incentive now for corporations to go in and take the oil, because they know if they invade a country, you'll take the oil because we're there anyways. No, you don't take the oil, so then they don't invade because they know you won't take it. But I understand what you're saying. We're there and whatnot, but and I think I've talked about this before. And I think whether I took the other test, but we're ending it there because we're at 20 minutes. 2666.